What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode of Old Glory Garage. Today we're doing some brakes. My wife said she had a little bit of noise coming from the front end, and it's the brakes. Front wheels were basically black. Nice grinding going on. Probably should have did this a while ago when the squeaker started squeaking, but we just turned the radio up. It's okay. It's fine. Got to get your money's worth out of them pads. 2007 to 2014 brake pads on a four-wheel drive GM truck. There's a good deal going on with AutoZone right now. Buy 2 rotors, get pads free. So it's like $70, $80 in savings for some really good high-end, high-carbon rotors. It should prevent them from warping by having these high-carbon ones. Also help prevent against rust or anything in it too, just because the coating on them. But let's get at it. Just a little hand loosen so you can hit them with the impact once you get this up in the air without having this hit it with a lot of ugga-duggas. Especially if you have neighbors. Or dogs. Doggies don't like ugga-duggas either. We're doing the front, so we're just gonna hit both sides real quick. Jack stand. Put it on there in a second. Don't forget your mittens. That's why I don't have to clean my hands up when I go back in a customer's vehicle and get my wife's car. Here's how the undercoating held up over winter. This is why I do oil-based. Sure, I might look a little grimy. There is no rust on anything. Just the rotor itself. So that's exposed. For the brakes on this one, first off, pull the caliper on it, 19 millimeter, there's a bolt there. You might have to hold the inside if it spins. We'll see in a second though. Luckily it did not. Worst case, you might have to put a wrench on the inner one. Get the slide from spinning, pops out. Same thing on the bottom. That's quick. Slide this back in real quick. So if I didn't mention, break the bottom free before you take the top out. Top and bottom are out. At this point, I'm going to try to clean this up before I rip it apart. I'm going to go get a catch mat and a pan. We got a dog mat in one of my favorite pans at this point. I'm going to try to clean it up a little bit. I'm going to start touching it all. There we go. Upper, up top. As we're close to the end of their life there. Over probably a third of the way left. Next part, bracket to get the rotor off. We have 18 millimeter and another 18 millimeter up here. All right, so heads out. Rotor comes off. Honestly, I could have turned these. There's a nice little ridge on them, not bad. There's a lot of meat on them. I had to measure it to get the correct min-max on it. I'm just putting some fresh new ones on here I can trust. Not these things that I painted. I don't have a lathe there at the time, so we're just gonna replace them. So this part here, going to try to clean everything up. I think this summer we're gonna be probably doing a little bearing on this thing. Pretty gross. Oh, got that cleaned up. Now we're gonna clean this up. Check your mating surfaces. So there's no rust. There is. Clean them up too. Looks good. The thing you want to check on here is where the brackets go, or the slides, side clips. Make sure there's no heavy corrosion building up on there, because that's going to cause, when you put the clip on it, it'll expand it in a sense and make it so pads won't slide. It's seizing up. It'll seize up your brake pads from moving. You'll have wear out and poor fuel economy. Next part on this, we're going to take these slides out for the caliper mounting slides. And we'll grease them up and clean them up. Which on this one, I did when I worked on the front end here. Some grease in there. I'm going to pack some more in. Got our slide pins here. Good old red and taggy. Just kind of work a nice thin layer on it. Work it in. Work it around with the grease that's in there. Once we're done, we'll wipe off extra. Get the air out too, because you don't want it to pump up and seal. Okay. Another one, same thing. How to get it. This is hard to. I need a head mount still. Hydrate those a little. Pull on the mounting surface. Wipe off extra. Yeah, mounting surface is good on this one. Cool. That one's about ready to go back on. Next step, everything prepped on here. Caliper itself, got to push in the pins. Cleaned it a little. We're gonna press them in and probably grease a little bit and get everything put back together. We got them pushed in. Put just a little bit of grease on there. Now it's time for the new rotor. There's the first one, nice and shiny. Here's the info on the rotors. These ones, they're not coated with oil like a lot of the just bare metal ones are. So just slap it on. There's that. All right, so we need to put our brackets, our slides on here. Here's part number we're using. DG1363. Made in Medico. Oh, I'll take all 4 of them out. Make sure they're all the same. All are different. 2 match 2. Just put our clips in. And there so. I get these ones to seat. I'm going to center the clip. Center the clip with that on the opening. That portion there, you'll have to get pushed in. Center it. Tap it in lightly so it clips. Or holds. And on the pads, one has a squeaker, one doesn't. So 1 squeaker per side. Let's push these in from the outside. You can drop this on. Just like that. We can just set it in the truck. So let's go mount it in. Put it over and start the bolts. We are going to torque these. I'm just going to get them started. I should be able to put the caliper on and do torque both at the same time. Bottom slide pin's in the way a little bit. Just gotta wiggle. Here's where I gotta hold the other side of the slide pin. Cool. Yeah. She's loosely mounted. We'll torque her up in a second. That spins nice. We have 24 to 75 on the caliper guide pin. They ever said it? It's 130 to 148 foot-pounds for the brackets. Tighten them up. If you're critical, you don't want your brake caliper coming loose. Cool. That's it for that one. The other side. We're just gonna ugga-dugga these in enough to hold the wheel. She needs some cleaning, but there we are. There's 1. Now 2. All right, side 2. Just like last time. First thing, there's our caliper. Get our nice pads out of here. Same thing. We're down pretty good. Not much left. Some more parts cleaner. Hose it down. Gonna wipe it all out in a minute. Cool. All right, I'm gonna get some paper towel. All right, pull these caliper brackets. Shit. Listen to this. That means there's no grease in the wheel bearing. So pressing this. Slide pins. Gross. All right. Red and tacky. Definitely red. Definitely tacky. So, wipe her down good. Cool. So we need to put the brackets on here. Get this rotor off. It's stuck. Here's something you'll find out while doing these. The pad at the squeaker is actually larger than that pad. So you put it on this side, it'll hit the bracket. Only one way to put them on. So we're going to finish this one up and do a part 2 for the wheel bearing eventually. Shortly, whenever I get edited. Next steps, I push that in, got the rotor off, a little whack in the back. You can tell that all the grease came out while doing the brake job. Realized we had a bad bearing, so I went and picked one up. We're going to throw this on quick. Here we go, and we'll get the tools out. First up, axle. Take off the axle nut. Alright, first thing, we're going to need some serious lube. So lube her up good. Dang, broke my pry bar. Now we're going to get the impact out. Oof. That sucks. It's meant to hammer on, but not go sideways. So it snapped. Okay. Impact time. 15 millimeter for the 3. 1. Extension for that one. Another side of carriage. Extension. Got a wobble extension. A good old extended ratchet did the trick. Last one. We're going to turn and stuff. Again. There you go. Okay. Put some lube on this. I'll come in. It sounds like brakes, but it's not brakes. I got the bolts out. Now it's time to beat it. Make sure CV axle moves. A little more cleaner. This is the time to beat it with a big hammer. Get out the big ones. That was easy. Usually a lot harder than that. Gotta do all these clips. It's on the sway bar good. So once the wheel bearing is pretty much loose, you wanna do the clips on it. This one pretty nasty. Before you go getting dirt in your connectors, clean it off quick. I'm gonna need a second hand, so put y'all down again. That free. Here's just so nasty and caked. There we go. Gotta go. There's a tab you gotta pull back far. Come on, wiggle out. There we go. Extra nasty. It's a purple tab. Pull it back. Part of the clip on this also that needs to pull down. It'll wiggle it out. There's a wheel bearing. So let's pull out of here. Woo, just crispy. Having no play. It wasn't a good time. All that grease that has been pushed out of the bearing. They go back through and hit this with a wire wheel or something to clean it up. Save your backing plate. Remember what side faces in. Just hang it on there for now, and we'll compare this bearing to the other one. Make sure we got the right part. A little rebuild in a can. I wire wheeled it and cleaned it really good. This should protect it for a while. Going over to our workbench. Let's compare old bearing versus new bearing. They look the same. Same clips. all the way down. Mounting configuration looks the same. We'll get her in. Get her going. We're back. Paint's still wet, so we'll just put it together. It's fine. It's not like you see it. It's not like it's a show car. This one, the dimple, I guess the pressed inside faces out. That faces forward. I'm just gonna hang that there. Straighten this clip. Look at that. Ain't that pretty? With that there, should be able to start your bolts. I can still wiggle it, get everything lined up. Get in your home. There it is. Just gotta wiggle it. I'm gonna torque these, but put a little grease in the end. In case I ever have to take it back apart, I guess rusty again. I'm gonna pull it through a little bit. Just put a little bit of grease on the back side, just for mounting purposes later. In case I do have to take it apart, she'll come apart. This is stuff most shops won't do because they don't care. Once they replace it, not their problem. If you're going the extra mile in your own repair, save yourself the headache later. Before you get grease on everything that I just have paint on. Line the bolts back up. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Looks like I might have to do the Mevotech upgrade here soon too. Front CV shafts. Gonna get a whole new suspension on this thing. So I already know it needs control arms. I'm trying to wait on that a little bit. But here we go. Get started. Here's what we're doing. Just gotta get them through the plate. Come on, focus. Through the plate into the hub. And one at the back, one over here. Through the plate in the hub. With how tight it is in here, a little grease in there never hurt. Especially here in Michigan. There's states and Texas will be like, oh, we don't need grease. Well, you don't get salt. Everyone in Florida has these Salt Life stickers. This is the real Salt Life. Cool. All right, straighten the wheel. Well, so we're gonna torque the two that I can reach. They'll wobble for the win. Come on. Cool. You can kind of reach around if you do one of those. Go reach around, as they say. Sorry. That wasn't professional. We're having fun. Other than the price tag on these dang bearings, no, everyone says, oh, we get Detroit axle. I want it to last more than 10 miles. Here we are so far. Looking good. Looking fresh. So fresh, so clean. I digress. I'll stop. From clip pushes in. One. Same thing. Last one. I'm going to clip this first. Back the connection. Make sure you're good. You guys up here. If I were a little greasy, that's because I have the undercoating on here. This just pushes in there. This big crazy one just pushes in this. I need a second hand or just a little tap. There we go. Not much force, just enough. Cool. It's almost time to put the brakes back on. Looking great. Well, before I jump ahead, retorque. Be back. Time to torque. The three mounting ones are 130 foot-pounds. Then the main axle is 188 foot-pounds. Torque it up. I'm gonna put you guys in the back. Sorry if the views is my nose. I think we need to. This fits. There we go. Got one. There's no way I can get that top one right now without extension. And the last one. Can we go through here and do it this way? Maybe, maybe not. Looking like maybe not. Alright. I'm just gonna go straight in the wheel. There we go. There it is. Okay. I'm gonna try to do the center. 188. Do not just impact these in. It will destroy the wheel bearing. I did suck mine in a little bit with very low on impact. That's just to pull it in enough to be able to do this. Come on, girl. Try to loosen her a little bit. Anyway, there it is, 188. That, pull this out of there. I like to put just a little bit of grease on this. Just a little Midwest insurance. Doesn't hurt nothing. Keeps things from ever rusting. Water always can seep into cracks between things, so doesn't hurt. Just a little dab on nose, since this is all new. Cool. Wipe it around a little. Great. All right, time to reassemble. Pull this up. Been a while since we touched this thing. Drop down our pre-assembled, preloaded. So I'll come back to torque those in a minute. Let's move on their own. Here we are, final results. Time to snug them up. 48 foot-pounds. Let's get them tight. Here we go. Got the wheels. Looking good through there. Wheels are dirty, but brakes are new. Sweet. Time to torque these bad boys down. That's almost it. One last thing after we get them torqued. 148 on these two. 148 foot-pounds on these things. Let's go back and forth every other side. Repeat on the other side. 148 foot-pounds. Just go back and forth. Here we are. One last thing you always got to do for verifying the repair. Anytime you do brakes, make sure you pump it up before you put it in drive or you're driving through a wall. Cool. Got pressure. Turn it off. Build pressure good. okay to put it in drive. We'll go around the block and do a test run. So that is it. Wheel bearings and everything are done. Wheel bearings and brakes. Y'all, that's it. The brakes and the surprise wheel bearing are done in this thing. We should be good for the summer until the other one goes bad, which usually they go bad in pairs. I'm expecting the next month or two. We'll have some more grinding on the driver's side. If you felt like there was value added here, please subscribe to help me out. Appreciate it. See you again next time. Good work on this thing. A little dumpy back there. Maybe the Yukon Denali here soon. We'll see. Cool. Thanks again.